most of the artists that are relevant now, they have a backstory. They weren't just like a following trends type of thing. I think I was lucky enough to have parents that would support probably like 80-90% of my decisions.
My mom is a tailor, which is an artist. My dad did accounting. I don't think there was any art in it.
Oh.
I'm sure there's some artistic way of solving some problems, but
yeah,
you know.
Still, yes.
What do you think about the music industry in Turkey? What are your thoughts?
I mean,
yeah, I know, tough question.
Tough question.
Should I narrow it down?
No. I'll manage it. Okay.
Hey, what's up, and welcome to yet another Istanbul State of Mind video. I'm your host, Joel Moriasi, and today we'll be talking to Hasan Eflatun. Hasan Eflatun is an actor and a musician in Turkey, and I was with him in the filming of Turkish first superhero universe, where we are both actors. We filmed sometime back this year. In this video, we are going to be giving you a little more details about this TV series, how we got involved, and what kind of an experience we had on set. We'll also delve a little deeper into the history of how he came to start acting, his involvement in music, and so much more. Do not forget to subscribe. It helps us make these videos, and it also assists in reaching a bigger audience that allows for much bigger guests. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Welcome to Istanbul State of Mind. I'm your host JJ. Today my guest is Eflatun. And in Istanbul State of Mind, what we try to do is get the most interesting people from Istanbul. People who are artistically inclined.
Oh, thank you.
That's what we try to do here.
I feel honored.
I've already done with two more people.
Yeah. I know.
Both of them are acting. They're actively involved in music. And you're the same.
Thank you.
I thought you should be our third guest.
Yes.
Eflatun is an actor, musician. Which other part of you don't we know?
Those are my two strong suits.
Two strong suits.
Yeah, and language. I've seen some of my friends speak fluently but struggle to write.
Yeah.
And I've seen people who are really competent writers, but they struggle with speaking. In freshman of university, what I would do is I needed quick cash.
Yeah.
So some of my friends, they passed prep year, so they know English, like apparently, but during our courses that we had to take in English, we would write essays, and my friends would write them in Turkish, text them to me. I'd gain like 50 liras off of a paper and translate them to English and then send it to them. It's not copying, pasting from Google or whatever. It's not plagiarism. Okay. I'm just translating their texts. So that's what I sort of did.
Yeah, kind of illegal stuff. Yeah? You're putting yourself out there.
Yeah, it is.
So yeah, the first time we met, we started speaking English directly.
Yeah.
And I was impressed because I've met many English speakers, but when I spoke to you, I was very comfortable. I didn't need to switch to Turkish in any way whatsoever. Because many times I meet English speakers, and every now and again I think like, let me just say this sentence in Turkish, because they'll get it faster as opposed to me trying to explain to them something in English. So that's cool. Do you have any other language other than English?
No, I used to learn French because my mom teaches English, Turkish, and French philosophy. I used to be interested in that stuff so much. I think language is amazing. First off, learning other languages, because you sort of have to get stuff from the culture because it's embedded in the language.
Yeah.
I was sort of into French at senior year of high school. I took courses for like 6 months. Then, because I had to study for the exam, I sort of gave it up.
It's interesting you said French, because there was a time I was interested in French as well.
He spoke French during the show as well. When I first met you, they wanted you to shout some French lines.
Yeah,
it was
man.
like, oh, damn, this guy knows French. I have to ask him. I have to talk to him. Because even if I still left it in the past and like the last year of high school, it's sort of in my mind. Like, I should learn French. I want to learn French at some point. But, you know, you always sort of delay these things until it comes across.
Yeah, until you become an adult.
Yeah,
you're
exactly.
like, man, I need to know it now.
Yeah, I need to know it now.
So for me, French, initially, the motivation was some girl, you know.
Lover boy.
And then it didn't work out.
Well, we all do
So-
some stuff for girls, yeah, of course.
So I forgot the language as well. And I never knew it will come a time in my life where I require to do French
Lines,
like I was
phrases.
required to
Yeah.
do in the show.
Insane.
So me and Eflatun, we were together in a show.
Yes.
I don't know if this episode will be out when the show is out. I think it will be out before
Possibly, maybe.
the show. The show is the first superhero universe
Yes, it's
for Turkish.
kind of like bringing America's Marvel
Mm-hmm.
and sort of adapting it to Turkish culture, senses, and to all of it. It's not exactly copying Iron Man or Spider-Man. It's more so inside the Turkish cultural world and etc.
And the superheroes are not what we're used to.
Accustomed
as
to,
opposed
yes, exactly.
To Marvel and DC. This one is more like
More humanized.
grounded.
Yeah, more grounded.
Yeah,
more grounded.
the superheroes are more grounded. I think it's the first time that the Turkish audience is going to experience such a thing.
Yes.
Coming from Turkey, like
Mm-hmm.
locally made, the director, the script writers, a few foreigners involved in
Mm-hmm,
the making of the show, but it's 100% Turkish, to be honest.
Exactly.
So it's cool. I'm there and I'm speaking French, which I don't know.
Exposing yourself.
Yeah, man. So that's how we met. It was nice to meet you over there. And then I found out that we'll get back to the acting and whatnot.
Yeah.
But I found out you were very interested in music, and it so happens you make beats.
Yes,
That's your thing, and it so happens that I made music as well. You know, I have 2 songs.
Yeah. I know. You got a couple of hits down the line somewhere.
No,
career you left behind.
No, man. When I made my first song, I had 2 reasons.
Yeah.
One, there was a hype for YouTubers making music.
Yeah.
I considered myself a YouTuber then. I still do. So there was a hype in the Turkish YouTube. Everyone was making rap music, and I love rap music. I was born listening to rap music, so it's in my blood. And I was like, hey, man, I should challenge myself and do some Turkish rap. So that was one of the reasons. And the other reason was I had a musician next to me who could make the beats and whatnot, who could make the whole music part, you know?
Yeah.
So I was like, hey, man, let's do something. And then that's how we did it.
For me, is surprisingly as it is, I think when I was 7 or 8, when I was 7 or 8, I played piano and classic guitar for like a little bit. And my grandma, God rest her soul, because she sort of passed away like in 2019. Whenever we would like at a family gathering or something, she would tell me like, "Oh, you have such a good ear. I know you have such a good ear." And because I was a kid and still frustrated with adults telling me stuff, I was like, no, shut up. But I never realized, because she used to be an opera singer. She started working in a bank after, but she used to be an opera singer. And whenever we would like gather as a family during, I don't know, dinner, after dinner, Turkish people have this sort of thing
Chai.
to drink tea and chat for hours, eat sunflower seeds, crack them open, you know.
I know that
It's
thing.
embedded in the culture and my blood.
Yeah.
Whatever. She would, sing sort of these melodies. She would always want me to do it with them. I would do it like really shy and really ashamed of, and it's like, oh my God, I have to do this again. But I never realized I liked it. I used to never like music. The sound would overwhelm me. When I got to 6th grade, my dad told me that he found a guitar teacher and is like, if you wanted to start getting back into guitar, I was like, yeah, okay. I started it and I got so mesmerized by how you can just hit strings, change melodies, change chords. You do this chord with this note and it sounds different and it gives off this feeling. And we have sounds for feelings. It's basically like making music and working with music is basically like talking about what you feel, but you don't have to talk.
That's a nice way of putting it.
Yeah. Even my 78-year-old grandma was singing something. My dad has like this melody while he's whistling. My mom whispers a song when she's cooking. Everyone's sound is embedded in our thing. That's
In
why
our
it's
DNA. Like,
yeah.
music speaks to almost everyone.
Almost
it's very
everyone.
rare to find someone who say,
Yeah.
I don't like music in general. They might not like a specific type of music, but it's very rare to find someone say, I don't like music. But I've met one guy who once told me they don't listen to music. I've met one guy in my life. He was my head teacher in high school. So your grandmother is one of the people who put you into it, yeah?
Yes. And then, I mean, I think I was lucky enough to have parents that would support probably like 90% of my decisions. Like, hey, I want to do music. All right, let's get you a guitar. Maybe do you want piano lessons? Do this, do this. I was lucky enough to have people that were open to different ideas, because my mom comes from a background where she had really strict parents and she wasn't allowed to anything. And she would tell me that she would face injustices related to gender. So she became a gender ethics professor. My dad would, I don't know, see like a simple street and
see an image.
He would see an image.
Can be filmed, right?
Yeah, exactly. So they were really artistically and mentally inclined to like see the different sides, see a different perspective. So they would always, oh yeah, I want you to do whatever you are, so to like develop your own character. When I sort of found that like in myself, everything changed. It's like, oh, I want to do this like for the rest of my life.
Right? Because there's so many times I listen to a piece of music and I feel something, even me, when I also was very inclined to music from a long time ago, and I can listen to instruments, no lyrics, no one singing.
Yeah.
I listen to the instruments and I get a certain emotion.
Yeah.
I feel something. I don't know exactly what it is I'm feeling, but I'm feeling something.
Yeah.
So that always spoke to me all the way from my childhood. And my mom used to sing in a choir.
Excuse me for my
choir.
yeah. Excuse me for my ignorance, but I really want to know, since you were from Kenya, right?
Yeah.
How was it in your culture how often people were going into music?
Bro, in my culture,
because Sundays in church must be,
bro, it's lit.
It's lit. It's quite lit.
It's very similar to, I think many people know what happens in American black churches. It's very similar in our places because it's lit. People are there to sing, to enjoy. So in my culture, forget about the church. In my culture, everything was music. Harvesting, music. You come together, you go to the farm to harvest. As you're harvesting, there is a song for the picking.
For harvesting stuff.
Yeah. There's a song for picking beans, a song for getting the corn from their stems. Every single activity we ever did that was communal, of which everything was, it was music.
Oh, wow.
So I think that's also one of the reasons why almost every African dances, it's just in them. It's like they just hear music and,
I've seen it with some of my close friends here in Turkey, but not... I mean, the ones who can dance, like there's this normal rhythm going, but whenever it's you guys, it's just this normal actual rhythm.
Bro, people should study this thing.
Yeah.
Someone should, do a study.
Make it.
Like me and my friends were listening to music in my house the other day, and we were listening to these African songs, and one after another, each and every one of them makes me want to stand up and dance to it.
Yeah.
There's other types of music which is not necessarily African or from Africa. You listen, you enjoy. It's really beautiful. There's a lot of intricate things in the music, but it does not necessarily make me want to dance. But something about African music, it's just wants you to stand up and dance. Like, hey, time to get up. It's like
maybe it's just so in the culture, since the music is related to the culture. Yeah, that's the thing I was saying.
Like everything was done musically. There was a song to everything. And there was a dance to everything. Many times, especially people from Africa, I don't know from other places, but people from Africa and Asia, especially those ones who are living in the diaspora, in Europe or in America, their parents were strict.
Yeah,
you have to
like
go to
you're
school.
not becoming a musician in my house. It's like, get out. No way.
You have to be a doctor.
You have to be a doctor or a lawyer.
Pilot, lawyer.
Yeah.
You have to get a certain type of profession. But you talk about music. I want to play guitar. Are you nuts? It's nice you had parents who supported that.
Yeah, because luckily, I mean, that's sort of perspective into art and perspective into musicians and actors and basically all of art. My parents' parents had that. So they were the ones trying to break the generational curse, I believe.
My mom is a tailor, which is an artist. My dad, though, did accounting. So I don't think there was any art in it.
Well, I mean, kind of, was he a corporate person?
Yeah,
like
I know accountants might kill me for saying that, but I don't think I'm sure there's some artistic way of solving some problems, but you know.
Still.
Anyway, so let's talk about acting.
Yes, okay.
Because that is something else you're doing.
Yes.
And that's actually how we came to know each other.
Exactly.
So how did acting came about?
How did it start?
I think I know.
Yeah, I mean, well, I'll give you the full story. You asked for it.
Yeah, give me the story.
Okay. I'm 6 years old, maybe even 5.
Oh, yeah. I saw a video. It's an advertisement.
Chocolates.
Commercial. Okay. Tell
I'm 4 or 5 years old, and I'm staying at my dad's house, and we wake up one day, and he's like, "I'm going to work. You're coming with me." He's like, "Okay, all right. Can I have food?" He's like, he gave me food, and I ate on the way, and I'm in the car, and I don't know where we're going. We get into this big, huge area. People are carrying lights, microphones, cameras, etc. It's like, what's going on here? And then we get to a point, and then the person I know as a father is shouting at people. He's like, "Do this, do that, get the actor, the lights, etc." And I became mesmerized by how chaotic this was, because that's me. I can't really stand in one place. It's hard for me. Right now, I'm enjoying this, and this is giving me quite the dopamine. So I can focus myself to stay here. But if what I do doesn't really, fit well with my ADD, ADHD brain,
you want to move?
I'd want to move. And I was way more hyperactive when I was a kid. So, I mean, my mom would be. We used to live on like a 5th floor in Taksim. And she got me, my favorite hero was Batman, and she got me a costume. And it was like, she was telling to her friends, like, "I'm scared this kid's gonna jump out the window thinking he's gonna fly."
He will think he's Batman now.
That chaotic world matched with mine, and because I saw people moving all the time, I saw people waiting, I saw people carrying stuff, shouting, etc., this and that. I think I sort of related with that world, and I was like, okay, I want to do this. And then my dad started sending me to drama classes, acting classes, workshops, etc., etc.
That's so cool.
I went to a fine arts high school for my first year, but then due to financial struggles at that time, I had to switch normal schools, and I kept going to drama courses, acting courses, etc., etc.
So you got a chance to study that as well.
Yeah, exactly. And during university, I sort of had this internal conversation with myself. Is this what I want to do? Is this my life now? So because it's always hard for me to focus in class or get to do like a 9-to-5 job or involve myself into maths, physics, or any general
basically
level.
You can't sit down.
Yes, it's hard for me.
You can't sit down for 2 minutes.
I can't imagine myself in a 9-to-5 job.
Yeah.
I know how to be my own boss. I can do short necessary jobs. I can work under people. I fit quite well, but I know that internally I wouldn't be happy doing it for like a long time.
Yeah, I see.
So after some point, I decided okay, all right. What can I do? What's my deal? What can Eflatun do that is special about him? When I get on stage, or when I'm told to do something, to act something, to understand a character, it intrigues me. Different people as individuals intrigue me. I think that's the special thing about acting. It's sort of related to empathy. There
was a time when I noticed I was doing it. I was in Ankara. This is 10 years ago. I was sitting in the Starbucks in a place called Kızılay.
Yeah.
If people know it, they will know. It's right in the middle, opposite the park. There's a Starbucks there. So I'm sitting on the first floor, and I noticed that I used to sit and look at people in the street, and observe them as they walk. And as they're walking, I'm looking at them, and I'm trying to figure out where they're coming from, where they're going, what are they thinking. Do you ever do such a thing?
Of course. Everyone as an individual, I think it's very beautiful. Even if it's a bad person, toxic person, there's stuff to analyze. There's stuff to write down, or maybe let it like sink in, because even if someone's like a killer, murderer, like this tough person, that's like the outside. Inside, it might be totally different. There might be some story behind that person that became that way.
Even in film, the good villains are villains who have a reason why they're doing it. There are very few villains in film that have no reason, and they are a good villain.
Yeah.
For the acting part, can you talk a little about your character there?
My character,
without giving too much. So
okay, am I allowed?
We can't be giving.
Yeah. Don't get me fired, man.
Yeah, we can't be giving spoilers. So I got a character, and I think I already spoke about this with Eben, but my character is very similar to me in some ways. I always heard actors talk about this, like I see myself in the character, and there's some things about the character that are in me. When I got casted to play my character, I saw a lot of him in me. Like he's also isyankar.
Yes.
What's isyankar?
Rebellious?
Yeah, he's rebellious. He's trying to change some stuff. He's very upright in terms of this is what's right. I don't want to take shortcuts. I really like that character, and that's why I believed in the character.
Yeah.
The character that you're playing now.
Yes.
Is he chill, down to earth like you, but doesn't sit down and?
Well, okay. He's a biochemist and biologist, biochemistry. There's a ton of stuff he takes pride in. I see him a little bit arrogant from at times. Regarding the characters that are around him, I think he has found himself like a good sense of family, friends, and trust. He has this thing of double checking, a little bit of work ethic and discipline, like this consistency to what he does.
Yeah.
Very, very keen on his work. He has a sort of like a friend, sister, partner to him.
Yeah.
You know who?
Yeah.
They're really butt heads from at times. They're on their ideas and what they do.
They
and
don't
et
agree
cetera.
sometimes.
Yeah. Well, I don't exactly see 100% of myself in him, but there are certain parts where, oh yeah, I do this too.
For people who haven't watched the show or who are going to watch the show, what would you tell them about the show?
Well, that's a hard question.
Yeah?
That's a hard question. Okay. I would tell them that this interpretation of acting something that is unreal, something that is unnatural, like superhumans.
Yeah.
I believe the whole crew, actors, directors, everyone, I think we did quite a believable job at what we did. So I would tell them to not compare this with anything and judge it on its own shelf, in its own self.
Well, that's nice to say.
Right?
I remember a scene where we were supposed to be looking at lightning strikes.
Yeah.
And it was crazy. Okay, so they did some really nice special effects on set where they put this big lights.
Yeah.
But then at the end of the day, you're looking at lightning that's not there, right?
But the thing is, you really have to believe that happens.
But I was believing it on set because also the lights and the special effects do help.
It helps you.
And the actors around me, everyone is doing their thing. Everyone is believing in it. So it was interesting to believe in something that wasn't there. So yeah, I get it. For those who have not watched the show and for those interested in watching the show, go check it out. Let me ask you about music in Turkey.
Yes.
What do you think about the music industry in Turkey? What are your thoughts?
I mean...
Yeah, I know. Tough question.
Tough question.
Should I narrow it down?
No. I'll manage it. Okay. I'm saddened sort of by... I understand the reasons and I understand how people and where people are coming from. But it's saddens me when I see people looking at music... in the not in the way that I look at it, because some people usually look at it as just exchange, it's just some way to get money. Usually you would do something and people would tell you that, oh, this makes money, and then you keep doing yourself. You don't do it to fill other people's expectation of you, or you don't do it to become something, follow trends. Most of the artists that are relevant now, they have a backstory most of the time. They weren't just like a following trends type of thing. That sort of makes me sad because
because for example, most careers, people are told this career is cool and they choose that career.
Yeah,
I feel it's different for music. I'm kind of agreeing with the point you're making.
Yeah.
When something is artistic, there's a lot of self-expression rather than making something that people will like.
Exactly.
So if you're out there not expressing yourself, it feels a little disingenuous.
Yes.
People should not do art because it's cool.
Well, yeah, I mean, it should not. You can still do it, but I don't think that would be artistic expression. That would just be a job.
But jobs can be done though.
Yeah, of course. Jobs can still be done. I mean, we both know artists that are just, backed by music labels, backed by managers and etc. And they have ghostwriters and they have this and that. And they remain relevant somehow with the amount of investment into them. And we know like basement artists growing from 0 to 100.
Heroes, yeah.
Those are still different, though you can still remain relevant, you can still make music, you can still get the job done. But the beauty of music is you can do your job and have an artistic expression and have this space fulfilled.
Okay. I was leading to something, by the way.
Oh, yeah, go on. I jump in front of you like that with words, sorry.
Lately, AI has been...
Oh, no. Don't you bring that up. No. They're coming for us, bro.
Yeah, we have another one who's very musically inclined right here next to us. One day I'll do a podcast with him. Okay. So, AI is making music.
Yes.
What do you think about AI making... It's writing lyrics, bro.
Yeah.
So, what do you think about it?
Scary. But I don't think they're gonna unemploy musicians. Because I think people are quite strong about how songs are made, how songs make people feel. There's difference of like live instruments. That's a whole another story. I think AI is gonna get in, but it's just gonna, for the small jobs or maybe for the small parts in the music industry, it's just gonna change some stuff. When there's this AI that makes beautiful artwork. I'm like, it can paint like big things, but it didn't unemploy painters, artists. It just changed the work way a little bit.
I do agree with you. When people ask me, give me an example of AI in our daily life, I usually use Google Maps. Google Maps is a good example of AI.
Yeah,
it takes all the data from people and then it gives you an estimate of how long it will take you.
Yeah, from A point to B point.
When you came to my house, I gave you a location.
Yeah,
and it brought you home.
Yeah.
So isn't that cool?
That is cool. I mean, I'm surprised and amazed by the technology we have. I mean, yes, we're sort of just in the zone sometimes, and we don't know what we have. But I think GPS is gonna improve a lot more after this. I think it's gonna
there's still more. There's still more to GPS, like Street View, whatnot.
Oh, yeah.
There's more to GPS. But the thing I'm trying to say is GPS is cool. Everybody I've never seen someone complain about GPS.
Well, I mean...
But it's AI.
Yeah.
Now, take that and put it into music. Like in the past, people had to use maps. You open a map and then you try to follow the map. It's not updated. You bought a map that was drawn five years ago. You get somewhere, you get lost. So take that kind of...
okay, so I think like I'm let's say like an interface AI, and I'm writing a R&B song.
Yeah,
and the AI collects data, does its thing sort of, and then use guitar, use this scale, use these notes for the melody and these for the chords, this much BPM, this range of BPM. I think it's gonna sort of change the workflow. Not unemploy people, but change the workflow. So like it's gonna collect data from all the R&B listed songs and make a rough estimate of what it should include, what the
basically things. Give you a roadmap of I see. So you're not that scared now?
I'm not that scared, but I find fun in those things. I find fun in messing up or trying out different stuff, just hitting record and trying to see what would come out.
I am interested in making a piece of music using AI and see how it sounds like.
I'll help you with that. I'm down.
You're down?
Yeah, deal.
Okay, deal. I want to tell AI to write lyrics, to do this, make the beats, and even suggest how that video should look like. And then we'll go out and do everything the AI says.
Okay, all right.
I'm interested in doing such a thing.
Maybe we can even like do that one day. I'm down.
Okay, cool. He said it on video.
Yes.
We were speaking to Eflatun, the artist, the musician who did not put his phone on silent. Don't worry, man. It's no big deal. Thank you for listening to our podcast. Thank you for watching our podcast, Istanbul State of Mind. And we hope to see you in the next episode. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe.
Make sure to subscribe and
Exactly.
like, please. Do it.
That's your camera.
Oh, make sure to subscribe and like, please, or this man will kill me.
We need people to subscribe. We need people to like. Cheers. Bye-bye.